Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Vintage Sports Card Finds. I'm Paul. I want to first apologize for my last video, which apparently I'm too much of a dope to realize that it was sideways. Let's start with that. So my apologies for that. It's All-Star Hockey Weekend. Tonight's the All-Star game, and that's when I'm videotaping this, is for the Hockey All-Star game. I figured it was a perfect time for my top 10 hockey cards in my collection with a few honorable mentions. I did learn my lesson from that video where everything was kind of off angle, and you live, you learn. I want to thank all the subscribers who have been with us from the beginning, the ones who have just recently joined. You're on a journey with me because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm about as technically savvy as a 2-year-old. Although today's 2-year-olds are getting a little more technically savvy, so that's right around where I am, about where a 2-year-old would be with their mom's cell phone. So, without further ado, let's hit some of these cards. One last reminder, I'm doing a top 10 for all sports. This is the third one. I've done football, I've done hockey, I've done football, I've done baseball, and now we're doing hockey. So let's go. Here's some of the honorable mentions. This one here is a 1969. Let's see if I can back this up just a hair. All right, and see if we can get this guy in the picture. This is a 1969 Bernie Parent. VG Excellent 4. It's one of the few graded cards that I'm going to have in this video, guys. I don't really grade hockey. I don't have a ton of graded hockey, but this is a nice one. I thought it fit that era well. Nice vintage card. So that's Bernie Parent. One of the last things, I've done these videos for like 3 out of the 4 major sports. And as I've said before on all the other sports, these cards are not about value. I mean, that plays a role, but it's not the determining end-all be-all in this video. You're going to see cards in here that are simply just personal to me. So this one here is a second-year Mario Lemieux. Okay, second-year Topps Mario Lemieux. Honorable mention. I have 3 of these. This is one of the better ones. There's probably one that's might be just as good or a little bit better. I didn't pull it out of the box, though. So, Mario Lemieux, second-year card. Bottom line is that I had Mario Lemieux's rookie as a kid, and the quest continues to get him back. I don't know what happened to him. I probably beat the snot out of the card when I was a kid because I used to have these little hockey games with the cards, slapping them into the little nets. If you remember those games with the players that slid back and forth, well, I used those nets. I pulled them out of the box. I put them on the carpet, and then I'd have rock'em sock'em hockey games with my cards. So bottom line is I don't feel bad that I don't have the Mario Lemieux rookie from when I was a kid because I had a couple, but they probably looked like poop. Next card. Pelle Lindbergh O-Pee-Chee 83-84 rookie. This guy, I'm a Bruins fan since forever. Still am, having one of the greatest seasons in Bruins history, and I'm down with that. But in the 80s, growing up as a kid, I loved Pelle Lindbergh. I don't know if it was the mask. I don't know if that he was basically like a Vezina trophy winner out of a womb, but loved this card. Loved Pelle Lindbergh. Tragically taken way too early from us, from the game of hockey and from life. Pelle Lindbergh crashed his sports car while doing a gazillion miles an hour. Sometimes these athletes think they're indestructible. And, you know, this is a Pelle Lindbergh rookie card. Means the world to me. Because he was short of, I guess, Pete Peters. Pelle Lindbergh was my favorite goalie. Another fan favorite of mine from my youth, Cam Neely. I watched Cam Neely growing up. Another guy who was tragically taken too short from the game, not from life, but from the game. This guy could score a goal a game. Bottom line, even with a bad knees and hips and everything else, he was scoring a goal a game. It's insane. Just a great player for the Bruins. And this is his rookie card in 84-85 O-Pee-Chee. Another personal fan favorite of mine. Then this one here is a 72-73 Marcel Dion. I put this one on the list because I thought I had his rookie, and guess what, guys? I do not. So Marcel Dion, second-year card is going to have to do, and that's why he ended up on the honorable mention list. It's a beautiful card, though. I love that set. This is one of my favorite sets, one of my favorite 1970s hockey sets. It's 71, 72, 72, 73, and 70, 71. Hands down. The rest of them are nice, but they're not. These first three sets of the 70s have such a great vintage look. Speaking of, 71, 72, Gordie Howe. I chose this card as an honorable mention because it's probably the oldest Gordie Howe I have. It's the oldest Gordie Howe I have, and he looks ancient. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, who played over, I don't know if it was 4 decades or 5 decades, but he played, no, it was 4 decades, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it was only 4 decades, right? 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And he might have played in a game, in an All-Star game in 1990 to make it 5 decades. That's my understanding of it. Okay. That's Mr. Hockey. And the last honorable mention is a beat to hell Ken Dryden rookie card. You guys can watch the video of when I got this Ken Dryden card from a guy who I often do business with. As you can see, there's a pinhole there. The card is not in, I mean, it's in good shape. It's in relatively good shape, except for the pinhole. But I needed to get a Ken Dryden, and I've kind of searched for him. He's my white whale, and no longer call me Ishmael because I got him. All right, so those are the honorable mentions, which brings us to the big dogs. All right, and again, value doesn't play a role. I tried to sort of stack these cards the way I saw it. All right, so let's start with this one. This is an O-Pee-Chee 1978-79 Mike Bossy rookie. So it's horribly off center. It has issues, but it is a Mike Bossy O-Pee-Chee rookie. You see the centering issues here. There's some corner issues. O-Pee-Chee is notorious for horrific cuts. So naturally the cards all look rough on the edges and on the corners sometimes. So to find an O-Pee-Chee card in stupid good condition is going to be hard. So that's number 10, Mike Bossy O-Pee-Chee rookie. Number 9, another O-Pee-Chee card, another horrid cut, but it's of a great player. 1976-77 Brian Trottier O-Pee-Chee rookie. All right. And you can always tell O-Pee-Chee, a little bit lighter backs. I'm sure it says somewhere on the back there. I can't see it from here, but it says printed in Canada somewhere back there. So 76-77 Brian Trottier rookie is number 9 on the list. Number 8 on my hockey list, a 1980-81 O-Pee-Chee Ray Bourque rookie. Love this card. Love Ray Bourque. Grew up watching Ray Bourque play. Guy's a legend. Played like, I don't know, 59 minutes out of every 60. It just seemed like he was always on the ice. Legendary career. Believe he still leads the Boston Bruins in total points and probably will until long after we've all left the planet. Just a remarkable, remarkable talent. If he hadn't played for the same organization as Bobby Orr, he would have been the Bruins' best defenseman of all time. But because Bobby Orr played with the Boston Bruins, certainly Ray Bourque is the second best. And just the great tragedy is he had to leave Boston to go win a cup with the Avalanche. And then we threw him a parade because we were starving for parades back then. The next card is not a rookie. There's a couple on the list that aren't rookies. But this one is certainly a valuable card. This card sort of made its way onto the list because of its value. All right, this is a 1980-81 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky second-year card. And you can see it's a dandy. It's in really, really, really nice shape, guys. This might be a candidate for grading. And if you get a card like this graded, they go up exponentially. A lot of people cannot afford the Gretzky rookie, so this card becomes the next best thing. And I always say this, and anybody who knows me can attest to this. No card is ungettable. All right? With the exception of maybe like Honus Wagner, right? I mean, there's no card that's unachievable. Mickey Mantle's rookie 52 tops is getting into that space, but it's not in that space. There is no card that's unachievable. You have no idea when you go to a flea market. Some guy just did a clean out and he pulled out 75 boxes of 1950s baseball out of some old timer's house. And here he is at a flea market in front of you selling each box for $10 because he couldn't tell you the difference between a 1952 tops and a 1992 tops. It happens. It happens. We see videos like that all the time on YouTube of people who discover these things at yard sales. We are all just caretakers of these cards until the next person gets a hold of them. And hopefully, the people you've left in charge of your collection when you move on to Elysium, you have left those people in charge with at least a bit of knowledge where they're not dumping the closet full of $1,000 boxes into a tote and selling it for $30 on a street corner. That's all I'm saying. The next card, where are we? We are at number 6 on the list. And this is the Topps second year Bobby Clarke. Love the condition of this card. Really nice. Little off center, right to left, left to right. I'm sure it's a little off center, top to bottom. I'm sure it's got surface issues. I don't know. But bottom line is these cards are in this card's in nice shape. It's a Topps. This is another card where I thought I had the rookie, and then I went searching through 71, 72, and I had every other card apparently in 71, 72 except Bob Clarke, or Bobby Clarke, as they say. All right, the next card, which is number... Did I do the math wrong? I couldn't possibly have done that wrong. Okay, I did not. The next card on the list is number 5. Mark Messier, 80-81 O-Pee-Chee rookie card. This card is in rough shape. This is not a candidate for grading. It needs upgrading is what it needs, not grading at PSA. But again, this means something to me. Mark Messier is a great player. The guy's a legend, and to have his rookie, his 80-81 Tops did not have a Mark Messier rookie. This was only in the 80-81 O-Pee-Chee. So this is a special card for me, and I'm glad that it plugged its way up the list to number 5. Number 4, because no hockey list is complete without this guy on the list. He's a Boston Bruin. He's the only guy who is better than Ray Bourque, and it's Bobby Orr. Now you say, Paul, why did you select the 72-73 Bobby Orr? Because that's all I got, brother. That's all I got. This is the oldest Bobby Orr I got, and it's in great shape. I've got a lot of Bobby Orrs from the mid-70s, but when it gets to the early 70s, this is it, baby. This is the one. So I'll try to get the other ones as I go along, because remember, no card is ungettable. But you never know when you're going to stumble upon a box at a yard sale of 86, 87, or 86 Flair, and the box is complete. It's going to happen. It happens to people. No card is ungettable. You just got to be patient. And there you go. That's a Topps 72-73 Bobby Orr. All right. The next guy, number 3 on the list. One of the few graded cards. I bought the set and it came with a graded card, so here we are. This is a excellent to near mint 6 Stevie Yzerman rookie card. 84-85 O-Pee-Chee. And Stevie Y, great player, great executive, great everything. Steve Yzerman, a legend, and he's number 3 on the list. Number 2 on the list, 86-87, Patrick Roy, rookie card. I have 2 of these in Topps. I thought I had one in O-Pee-Chee. I didn't discover this today, but when I bought this lot online, that was supposed to have the entire O-Pee-Chee set, which it did. This one card was sticking out just a little bit taller, just a little bit wider, just a little bit too nice than all the other cards. And it was Patrick Roy, of course, because whoever put that card in that set put in a reprint. This one here, not a reprint. I can tell by the little fisheye near his name, and that it's off center, and so on and so forth. Good telltale sign, folks. If you're not really good at detecting fakes, look for the imperfections that Topps and O-Pee-Chee are famous for. They're famous for off-centering, being horrifically miscut, having fisheyes and bubbles and all of the stupid things that we crave as collectors not to have on our cards. You know it's genuine if it's in there. Or at least that's one good sign of sort of detecting them. And then lastly, number 1. This card should be in a holder. It is not, because PSA decided it did not meet the minimum size requirement. And that is Wayne Gretzky's Topps rookie card 79-80. Really nice card. Let's take a closer look at this card. You can see the tipped corners. Pretty decent centering. This card should have gone to PSA and gotten like a 5. At least. Maybe, on a really good day, a 6. But they said it didn't meet the minimum size requirement. It certainly was not trimmed because, as you can see, any little touch causes a white mark. So either the person who trimmed this card was a super duper professional, or they're wrong. It is the same size, top to bottom. So if there's a centimeter somewhere, it was miscut at the factory. My great tragedy. So what'll end up happening is I'll probably send this off at some point to SGC. I might even send it back to PSA when I send in my Johnny Bench and my Pete Rose second-year card and a couple others, and see if they have seen the error of their ways and slap a grade on this bad Larry. All right. And that concludes our list. There they are. My top 10 hockey cards as of today. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, I want to thank you for your support and for being part of this journey with me. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and do all that great stuff. It really helps out the channel. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. And lastly, as I always leave you, happy hunting. Thanks, guys.